Hardened container images are built to reduce risk, cut vulnerability noise, and give teams a more secure foundation for running their applications. In this video, we will look at what they are, how they differ from standard images, and how they improve your security posture. A general-purpose base image often contains more than a production service needs: a shell, a package manager, debugging utilities, download utilities, and so much more. But every unnecessary component is one more thing to scan, patch, and potentially misuse. A hardened container image is the base image that is designed to reduce this avoidable risk. It contains only what a workload needs to run and is maintained as a security-first product. But what does it mean, security-first? Well, there are 4 ideas behind it. First, minimalism. The image includes only necessary runtime files, libraries, certificates, configuration, and application files. Second, immutability. You cannot install additional packages when the container starts because there is no package manager or download utilities, and that prevents configuration drift. 2 containers built from the same image must be the same. Third, maintenance. The publisher monitors the included components, releases the patched versions, and documents their update policy. All of that continuously. Of course, the exact release cadence and SLA depends on the vendor, so check the relevant terms of the chosen maintainer. Fourth, verifiability. Hardened container images include a software bill of materials that shows what is inside. They also include a signature that helps to verify who published the image and that its contents were not altered. Build provenance describes how and where the image was built. Yes, but there are already Distroless, Slim, and even Scratch base images with a minimal component set. Is there any difference between them and hardened images? Well, Slim is not a security standard. It usually means that some packages were removed from the conventional image, but the exact component set depends on the vendor. Distroless is a runtime-oriented image. It is very minimalistic, without a shell or a package manager. It's true that it is super minimal, but minimality alone does not tell you how often the included components are patched and what is the update posture. It also doesn't mean that the image comes with the provenance data or digital signature. Scratch is an empty starting point. If you need, you add every file that your application needs. It is useful for static binaries, but may not be an optimal default for applications such as, for example, Java applications. A hardened image can be slim or distroless, yes, but minimalism is not the only point. Hardening adds another dimension: defined contents, verifiable metadata, vulnerability management, and defined update policy. So, what do hardened images give a team? First, a smaller attack surface. Without a package manager, debugger, or download utilities, attacker has less tools to misuse in case the container is compromised. Second, fewer findings to triage. Fewer packages usually mean fewer CVE findings. Of course, that doesn't make every remaining finding harmless, but it lets teams focus on real exposure instead of unused components. Third, a more predictable patch process. The vendor is committed to constantly patching the base image, so you don't have to turn into an amateur OS or runtime maintainer and write or try to find the patch yourself. Your team just needs to rebuild the application image to receive the patches. Fourth, stronger supply chain controls. In CI/CD, you can verify the signatures and the provenance, inspect the SBOM, and reject the images that do not meet the policy. Several vendors offer hardened images, including BellSoft, Chainguard, and Docker. For example, BellSoft hardened images are open source and available in both Muscle and glibc variants for Java, GraalVM native image, Node.js, Go, Python, and C and C++. What your team might find beneficial is that BellSoft maintains the OS layer, the language runtime, and container image layers under one SLA. So there's no need for several vendor contracts. Migration to hardened images in many cases is pretty straightforward. In the best case scenario, you just change the from line in your Docker file. But of course, you don't have to migrate the whole service fleet at once. Start with one non-critical service. Test it with the hardened base and compare image contents and scanner results with your current one. Verify its metadata in CI/CD pipeline. Deploy the tested image by digest. Then roll forward to newly patched digests on a regular basis. The article in the description contains more detailed examples of migration to hardened images with copy and paste code snippets. Oh, and one note before you go. Hardened images are not a replacement for secure application code, sensible runtime permissions, or secure Kubernetes configuration. What they give you is a better foundation, cleaner, smaller, traceable, and easier to maintain. For a deeper guidance on verification, adoption, and checklists, check the article in the description. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and until next time!